peoples? Today I'm gonna do like a new segment called WrestleTalk. I guess it'll be every Sunday, where I just talk about wrestling. This video I'm gonna talk about four things. Sting coming to WWE, my thoughts on the whole, like, no, it's a little bit late, like 6 months late. The CM Punk walkout situation, SummerSlam, and then probably my favorite feud. So I guess I'll talk about SummerSlam first. Well, SummerSlam's looking good. So far we only have like one match. One confirmed match, Lesnar and Cena, which should be good. I think their match at Extreme Rules in 2012 when Brock Lesnar, when Brock Lesnar came back in 2012, that was a great match. Even though I didn't like that Cena won, but the match was still good. It was fairly extreme for what it was. So this one, I doubt it's going to be a no rules match. It's probably going to just be a regular match. I mean, they might add stipulations. Still have time. I don't see the need for a stipulation, personally. Probably just going to be a regular match. I'm hoping Lesnar wins, but here's the thing, though. If Lesnar wins, is he going to just lose it the next pay-per-view, or are they going to let him keep it to Mania? Maybe Lesnar will work every week, which I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe Lesnar agreed. If he wins the title, well, after, please, I don't want another Rock reign. So, other potential matches or matches I'm more likely not. A lot of these matches are going to be rematches from Battleground. What the fuck happened? Oh. What is up with this TV? Recording right now. This is what happened?
So he realizes
There you go.
things will not be that simple anymore. X-Dark and new X will two irresistible fragrances.
Sorry about that. TV messed up. But yeah, Second potential, not really potential at this point, Dean and Seth, they're gonna probably have a no rules match most likely at SummerSlam. Definitely probably my favorite match going in if this is gonna happen, when it happens. But I would like it to be a no rules match. On thoughts on who's gonna win, thinking about it, it would make sense. Maybe Seth wins, and then maybe they'll have that like, because I can see this feud lasting a whole year, honestly. Maybe a Hell in a Cell match. That'd be a good way to end it, but Hell in a Cell's not for a while. Maybe I don't know. Then we have Paige and AJ. I'm happy that they finally turned Paige heel. I think that was the right move. Now going into it, I think AJ is gonna still win. I honestly don't see Paige winning it back. I would like a no rules match. Like look at TNA last year. Actually, you know what? My final point would be on TNA. Yeah. Paige and AJ. I think. Oh, this TV. They need it. Oh, I'm trying to find a wee bud. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I would like a no rules match. TNA did that they did a last woman standing. That'd be a good way to end the feud. I think that'd be a good match to do at SummerSlam. Because Paige and AJ, I know they could put on a great match. Their match at Battleground was decent. I think definitely they'll put on hopefully an A-list match. And give it time. Give it maybe 10, maybe 15. 15, definitely. Give them a 15-minute match. Because they could pull off a 15-minute match. You know? They could kind of be like this generation's Lita and Trish, you know? Other potential matches... thinking about it, so like the main three right now. I'm trying to think. Maybe Miz and Dolph for the IC, maybe. That'd be a good one. I think their match on Raw last week was awesome. They put on a great match. So pay-per-view quality. So they could put on a great match on SummerSlam. Yeah, for the IC belt. Why not? I guess that's it with SummerSlam for right now. Now my thoughts on Sting coming to WWE. I'm happy. I'm actually happy he's coming to WWE for the first time. A couple days ago, he came on Comic-Con. It's badass just seeing him shake hands with Paul Heyman, Daniel Bryan, and Hogan. Well, he's known Hogan for a while. You know, just coming there was awesome, you know. He was in... I think if he came to WWE, dude, there would be a pop. He'd get a pop. A well-deserved one, too. It'd be nice to see him in WWE. Here's the thing, though. Sting should not win titles, though. He doesn't need championships. That ship has sailed when it comes to titles, just saying. I think Sting should just come. I wouldn't mind if he had a run, but he needs to get into ring shape. Like, seriously. Because there's some guys that do, like him and Dean would be a good, great. Him and Bray might be cool, you know. And please don't do the Joker gimmick. Don't. TNA made that mistake. Don't do the Joker gimmick. Just have him be Sting. But I personally think he'll just come face Taker, and then that's it. Then he'll probably go in the Hall of Fame. I think that's it. Maybe he'll come sporadically. I mean, him and Triple H maybe for like control of the show. That'd be cool. Sting as like COO would be cool. I mean, wouldn't have to wrestle. I mean, he did that in TNA, kind of. He was like not the owner, but he was like the general manager for a while. Maybe he could just do that, you know. But yeah, it's cool for the very first time. That's really it. I don't have a lot to say. TNA. I'm gonna be honest with you people. I haven't watched TNA in a year since the whole August 1st warning bullshit. God, that was awful. that really killed my interest in TNA. Just, I'm sorry. I mean, I've heard what's happened online and reviews and stuff like that. TNA, here's the thing. I watched 2008. It's kind of when I started watching. It was decent. You had great talent, and I feel like TNA. I agree. I think this is their two biggest problems. One, there's a lot of problems, but I think these are like the top two. One, they have. You can say, well, you're gonna use this against me. Well, WWE does the same thing. They keep pushing these old 90s guys who were famous in the 80s and 90s, especially when Hogan and Sting were around. Thank God. I mean, two biggest, well, actually three. There's three. TNA, like, look at right now. They brought back Team 3D against Rhino, and then you have Tommy Dreamer against Rhino. Are you serious? Come on, TNA, move on. Can you just let ECW go? ECW is done. Just stop. You don't need. Well, you can use. People are gonna use. Well, WWE does the same thing. Not really. If they're gonna use older talent, 9 times out of 10 they work them with the younger talent. Like Triple H isn't wrestling every week. Batista's been gone now for like 2 months, going on 2 months now. I mean, like, you can't use that as an argument. And then the second thing, whenever they get old WWE guys, they push them to the main event. Just because they were in WWE, and 9 times out of 10, these were guys who were nothing and nobodies in WWE. Well, they want to act like, let's look at the perfect example. I was going to say MVP. MVP was good. Let's be honest, he was never a main eventer on Raw. Could you see him as World Heavyweight Champion? Maybe. But then they push this guy in the main event. Look at Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry, that's the perfect example. They did that with Jeff Hardy. They have a great roster. They have Bobby Roode, Austin Aries. I thought 2012 they were doing decent because Bobby Roode was champion. They're having guys like James Storm, Austin Aries in the main event. Then they went back to their old ways. And you know who their world champion is right now? Bobby Roode. Bobby Lashley is their world champion right now. I'm sorry, that's just... Why? Bobby Lashley, who was pretty much a nobody in WWE. He was just big black guy who did the spear. That's all he was. You make him your world champion. Let's look. They pretty much forced their classic talent out of the company. If you look at it, like guys like AJ Styles, he left. Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, they're gone. They're burying Samoa Joe, and that's sad, 'cause these were the guys who were there from the fucking beginning. And then this is my third, and in my opinion, this is my biggest problem. They rip off WWE. TNA fans, you cannot defend this. There have been times they have blatantly ripped off WWE. There's so many instances. Last year when AJ Styles left with the world title, they did the exact same thing as CM Punk did in 2011. They had a championship tournament like they did with CM Punk. They had 2 world champions. Same storyline, like CM Punk. And this is what baffles me. Does TNA think their fans are stupid? 9 times out of 10, TNA fans most likely watch WWE. Perfect example, recently, when they made Eric Young champion. I know you're going to say, oh, he deserved it. I'm not saying it was a bad change. I admit I didn't watch. But when I heard about that, I'm like, he won it literally a couple days after Daniel Bryan won the title at Mania. Come on now. And then they did, when MVP turned heel against Eric Young, Triple H, and then he brought in Kenny King and Bobby Lashley. Evolution. Like, this is blatantly ripping. Kind of TNA, stop being the fucking original. Stop ripping off WWE and thinking your fans don't know. Come on now. I'm not saying all storylines are. I don't mind if they do a storyline that was like 20 years old, but if you do a storyline either that's 3 or a storyline that's going on right now, come on, TNA. Will I give TNA another chance? Probably not. I'm so done with the company. They've made so many bad decisions. Like, their main event picture right now is... And then I heard they brought in Big E... No, I won't say Big E. Big Zeke, Ezekiel Jackson, and Snitsky. Are you shitting me? Snitsky and Ezekiel Jackson, 2 guys that are pretty much nobodies in WWE, but they're in the main event scene. TNA really needs to stop. You gotta stop pushing old WWE guys. I don't know why TNA is in that. I think they think once they get an old WWE guy, they think, yes! Okay, I'm done talking about TNA. Now I'm gonna talk about Batista. Here's the thing. People should be over him winning the Rumble. Get over it. It's been, 6 months now. I mean, granted, he didn't need to win the Royal Rumble. I'm not going to sit here and say he deserved it. But to me, he was better than Cena last year. And you guys, people who are freaking hating on Batista, some of it was pathetic. Like, literally, some of it was just, you were hating on what he was wearing. Like, oh, look at his skinny jeans. Are you shitting me? You hate him that much? You care about what he's wearing? I mean, but, and then this is another thing I have a problem with fans that you hate on Batista for saying, well, this guy didn't deserve to win the Royal Rumble, he took somebody's spot. But you gave The Rock a pass last year. He did the same thing. Except at least with Batista, he wrestled every week. And he did live events. I mean, he worked with, he didn't just wrestle 2 people like The Rock did. Let's be honest. I'm talking one-on-one here. I mean, he had that little program with Miz and Truth in 2011. But Rock only did pay-per-views and Raws. And not even wrestle. He would only come to just cut a promo. I'm sorry. Fans who give The Rock a pass but hate on Batista for doing it. I'm sorry. That's hypocritical. And those fans who... I'm sorry. I love The Rock. Don't get me wrong. But... just because he's The Rock, he gets an automatic pass. I'm sorry, that just doesn't work that way with me. At least Batista wrestled every week, and he didn't wrestle just 2 people like The Rock did. He only wrestled Cena twice and then Punk twice. And let's be honest, Rock's matches haven't been the best. I'm sorry, both his matches with Cena kind of were eh. His matches with Punk were eh. At least Batista had one good match since he had a couple. Well, you know what? A lot of those matches, that were good were against the Shield, and those were like 6-on-6. Not 6-on-6, 6-man tag matches. So I can't really count those. That match he had with Ziggler on SmackDown, that no rules match they had, that was an awesome match. And don't say, well, Ziggler carried it. No, Batista had some good spots. To me, I don't like when fans say this guy carried the match. No, it takes 2 to make a good match. And at least Batista put people over. I don't really feel like Brock put anyone over. I'm not counting Cena. He didn't put Cena over. Cena didn't need to be put over. You just because he's The Rock, you give him a pass. But you hate on Batista, who at least wrestled on Raw and SmackDown. And who at least wrestled more than 2 people. Okay, enough of my tangent on Batista. Now my final point is the CM Punk walkout. I didn't really address it in my video. I'm going to address it here. I'll admit, when I first heard about it, I thought it was a work when I first heard about it. Like, the first month, I thought going into March 3rd, I was like, maybe he'll be back by then. But after that, well, before that, I was like, if he's gone, fans, can you stop chanting CM Punk? I'm sorry. This is coming from a Punk fan, but can you stop? Chanting his name isn't going to make him come back anytime soon. I mean, he's happy. From what I can tell, he's happy with his life right now. I think he's, at the same, granted, I agree with some people who say he made a selfish decision. I'm in the middle, because I look at it like this. It's nice seeing him healthy, But at the same time, he could have done it better. If he's truly done, he could have at least he could have even made a video addressing the whole situation, because for a while he didn't even say anything. He was like radio silent. He didn't really address it, and I'm like, come on, Punk. You could have at least addressed it, because I mean, you know, I'm not gonna hate on him because I made that tribute video a couple of weeks ago. But, you know, I accepted it. Fans, there's guys right now. WWE has a great roster. I mean, I have the Shield. Well, not anymore, but I have Dean Ambrose. There's those guys right now I'm into. I can't just let Punk be like the be-all, end-all of wrestling. Just because he's my favorite wrestler of all time does not mean if he's gone, I'm just going to ditch WWE. Because where am I going to go watch TNA? No, thank you. So, you know, WWE has a great roster right now. You know, if Punk comes back, he comes back. I'm at that point now. I'm pretty much moved on, you know. I'm not, like, if he doesn't come back, I'm not going to be like, I'm never watching WWE again. No. I can't just, come on. But, I'll see you guys tomorrow for my Raw review. What do you guys think of WWE right now? You can leave a comment on the comment section. Tell me what you think of WWE at this point. Peace.